I'm Bobby Lee from Square. Today I'm going to walk you through the Bookings API sample app. The Bookings API lets you create applications for Square sellers and their customers to create and manage bookings. A booking refers to a reservation of a service for a specified duration at a particular time and location. Let's get started. In order to use the Bookings API and integrate your application, your Square account must be activated for Square appointments, even in Sandbox. This is a one-time initialization performed in the Square Seller dashboard and is referred to as onboarding. So let's do that now. Sign into the developer dashboard, then in the navigation pane, choose Appointments. Then under Applications in the Sandbox Test Account section, choose Open to the right of Default Test Account to open your Sandbox Seller dashboard. Once on this dashboard, on the Square Appointments page, click Get Started to start initializing the Appointments service. Then enter your business details, including the name, phone number, and time zone. Then click Get Started again. Let's skip the Download link on your mobile device option for now. Now on the Appointments page, click Services on the navigation pane. Next on the Service Library page, click Create Service to add a new bookable service. Then back on the Appointments page, click Staff in the navigation pane. Click Add Employee in the top right corner to create a new employee. Now we should be good to go. We can verify our Sandbox account is onboarded to use the Bookings API by heading into the Square API Explorer. Choose Bookings as the API and retrieve Business Booking Profile as the endpoint. Run the request. And awesome! I can see our business here in the response. Now that we've gone through onboarding our application, let's go through the sample app. I've already cloned the app locally and have npm running, so let's head to the browser. Localhost port 3000. And the app will automatically go to the services route for a hair salon and list all the haircut services available. I'm going to click on the first one, a 45-minute color treatment. Next, I'm prompted to choose the staff member I'd like to work with. I'm going to go with Doris. Now I can choose a date and time slot in the future that works with my schedule. I'll go 9 a.m. on Friday. Cool, now I'll add my contact info so the business can send me reminders and a confirmation email. Michelle Chan, mchan@example.com. And now click Book Appointment. Cool. So now let's say something has come up for me and I want to reschedule. Pretty easy, just click Reschedule and choose a different time slot, and it'll just automatically change that for the merchant and for me. And lastly, let's say I need to cancel. I just click Cancel here and it'll redirect me back to the services page with a "Cancellation was successful" message here on the left. So now that you know what it looks like in the browser, let's go to our editor and dig into how this Node Express project is organized, how to get it set up with your credentials, and how it works. First, the application provides a .env.example file in the project's main folder for you to copy as a template. Let's rename that to just .env. And first step, set your environment to Sandbox because we're just testing things out. And then add in your credentials, which you can find in your Square developer dashboard. First, let's open the public folder. All images, JavaScript, and CSS files go here. Then let's open the routes folder. Here you'll find all JavaScript route files handling requests. The availability file defines routes to search availability based on selected services and staff members. Bookings defines routes to get, create, reschedule, and cancel. Contact defines a route to display a customer contact information form before completing a booking. Index redirects to the index page using the services route. Services defines a route to list appointment services. And lastly, staff defines a route to list bookable staff members for a booking. Next, let's open the utility folder. This includes the date helpers file, which contains the utility code to create the start and end dates for the booking availability search. And then the Square client file contains the utility code to initialize the Square SDK client. And lastly, the views folder provides all the template files to render the views. Okay, now that we know how to set up the app and how it's organized, let's get right into the first thing we'll want to do to start the booking process, which is select a bookable service. So our route URL is defined in the index route file. And as you can see, it redirects the request to the services route handler that lets the user select a bookable service. Let's open the services route. And here we're calling the search catalog items endpoint of the catalog API to retrieve all the appointment services, as represented by catalog item objects with the product type attribute value set to appointments service. This then opens the select service view that presents a list of bookable services for the user to select. Now that you know how to select a bookable service, let's go over booking staff members. The staff route handler retrieves all active and bookable team members that can perform the service and presents the staff members for the user to choose from. To do so, the route handler carries out the following tasks. Sets the retrieve service promise by calling the retrieve catalog object endpoint of the catalog API to retrieve the catalog object of the specified service ID. Then sets the list booking profiles promise by calling the list team member booking profiles endpoint of the bookings API to find all active team members capable of providing the chosen service. Then sets the list active team members promise by calling the search team members endpoint of the team API to verify that the team members are bookable. And lastly, renders the select staff view for the user to select a servicing staff member. Now that you know how to select a bookable staff, let's go over booking availability. The availability route handler calls the search availability of the bookings API to get the available appointment segments for the specified service and staff. It then renders the availability view for the user to pick an available date and time for their appointment. On this page, the user will be able to select an appointment date and available time according to the date selector view. After the user chooses an appointment date and available time period, the application submits a request to collect customer contact information, like we saw in the browser, to complete the booking. The request proceeds by way of the contact route. So let's open the contact route as the last step to complete a booking. This route handler renders the contact view for the user to provide customer information for the requested appointment. After entering contact details, the user clicks on the Book Appointment button to submit a request to create the booking. Alrighty, now we can get right into creating a booking. So let's open the booking route again and scroll to the Create route. As you can see, this route handler calls the Create Booking endpoint of the API to create the booking, specifying the user input and other required information, including the service ID, service variation version, staff ID, availability slot, and customer contact information. With the help of the Get Customer ID helper method, making use of the customer's API, see here the customer contact information is used to obtain the required ID of a new or existing customer object with the specified contact information. When the request succeeds, the route handler redirects to the booking confirmation page, which is at booking/booking ID. Otherwise, it responds with an error. Okay, awesome. So now that the booking has been created, let's go over a couple more important things like rescheduling and canceling a booking. Let's start with rescheduling a booking. In the bookings route, scroll to Reschedule. This route handler renders the reschedule view with a specified booking ID and the associated available time periods for the user to choose. On this page, the select appointment date and available times are rendered according to the date selector view. After the user chooses a new appointment date and available time period, the reschedule route handler retrieves the existing booking and updates it with the new start at attribute value. The operations involve calling the retrieve booking and update booking endpoints of the bookings API. Now lastly, how to cancel a booked appointment. Scroll down to the delete route. After creating a booking, the application lets the user cancel it by providing the user with the cancel booking option to submit the request. When the booking is canceled successfully, the route handler redirects to the root URL with a cancel success query statement like we saw before. Your booking was canceled successfully. And that's it. We just went over how to interact with the Bookings API from top to bottom. First, we went over how to onboard your application with appointments, then a sample flow of selecting bookable services, staff, availability, and also providing customer contact information. Then creating, rescheduling, and canceling a booking. If you have any further questions, let us know in the comments. Happy coding!